Today is 1041st day to come here to lessons I learn. I'm learning how to support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today, I speak about reflection, awareness, understanding where you are, where you want to go, because I think that a lot of times we do not do that often enough. We do not do that often enough, and sometimes we really have a life that's a lifestyle, routines, disciplines in place that are really great, but something comes up and you stop doing something, you start doing other things, and then at some point our life is not as effective as it used to be. I think that when you have a garden, like a gardeners will understand, when you have a garden, you always see that there's a lot of plants that are growing that you don't want to. So you need to pick it out and really to make sure that your garden is beautiful, and you need to water those plants, and you need to make sure that it's beautiful and gorgeous. And at the same time with our plate, with the food plate, sometimes we need to understand that we need to put on the right things and really throw out all the things that we do not want. So today I will focus on the things that we really need to understand and what we need to focus on, because when you understand, okay, what are the areas that we need to reflect on, that have awareness on, that we need to really establish ourselves, because I think that's I myself as well. I know exactly what I needed to do. I always do some kind of goal, some kind of planning in the areas of I think that every single person needs to adjust their lives to. But at some point, if I don't do reflection, if I don't do awareness, I start to mess up. And after a month, after 2 months, when really like I start to feel that something is going wrong, I need to reflect, and I find that like I'm not living the life to my potential. And I allowed other bad habits to kick in, good habits to wean off, and I need to really restart my momentum, I restart my way of doing, and sometimes restart by actually looking into what areas of my life I neglected, what areas of my life I neglected. So today I really want to really review again what are those areas that we always need to reflect on constantly, and asking ourselves and rate ourselves how we're doing in that area of our life. So what are those areas? And I will share the 8 areas of our life that we need to reflect on constantly, as often as possible. Of course, we need to overthink, but we always need to reflect it. We can say what we need to adjust, what we need to take action on to make sure that we get better results. Number one, and probably one of the most important one, is inner success, inner peace, inner world. So what's going on here? I think it's very, very important to understand that inner peace is the key to success. Sometimes you're going through the storm, through adversities, obstacles, failure. It doesn't matter. But you are like oak tree, standing still, peaceful, calm, because you are taking care of yourself. Sometimes like people do meditation, they do go to nature. Like, what are the things that you're able to do to make sure that your inner peace are in place? And I think that this is very, very important. And of course, we're able to rate, like from 1 to 10. Where do you rate yourself? Being emotional stable, emotional regulation, all those things that you have, that inner peace and contentment and joy, gratitude, and we have that rating 10 of 10, of course, then you're able to look into what areas of our life I need to really focus on, because it might be that all other areas is great, but inner peace is not in place, because it might be that someone is making a lot of money and they have pretty good physique, but they just don't feel well internally. And of course, that sometimes is much more important. Second area of our lives that we need to always reflect on is physical success. So that means physical body. How do we take care of our body? Do we have routines and disciplines in place to really make sure that we have health, longevity, energy? I always say, and I always will say that energy is the most important resource in life. Why is that? Because we potentially have all the money in the universe, you can have all the time in the universe, but if you don't have energy, money doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. That's why I always say that energy is the most important resource. When you have energy, you're able to make more money. You're able to use the time. So of course, that's why we need to always take care and look at okay, how is my energy? How is my physical body doing? Because when you're able to reflect it, say rate from 1 to 10, of course, maybe physical health and energy is the first thing that you want to really focus on. Because if you don't have energy, it's very, very hard to focus on something else. So physical energy that's why it's a second. Third thing is family success. That means that of course you have parents, you have your kids, you have your brothers and sisters, and everything that what is in your family. You could potentially be in chosen family. So how are you doing with your family? How is your communication? How is conflict resolution? How is like values and beliefs and vision of the family? Maybe nobody is taking care of it. Maybe you're supposed to be that person who really takes responsibility of a family's vision, of family traditions, of family gatherings, or whatever it is. How is your family doing? Because of course it's very, very easy to really blame a finger. This is a person, this is fault, he's this way, that's why I'm not able to communicate with him. Now, of course, if it's that person might be negative, of course I understand that we need to cut people off to really for our own inner peace. But at the same time, if a person is positive, but for some reason there is something doesn't connect, sometimes those difficult conversations needs to happen to make sure that we're able to bring family together. And again, this is about able to rate yourself from 1 to 10. Where are you regarding your family success? Number 4 is career success. That means how are you doing with, or like calling, a purpose, or really what is your calling, or what is your career? Because career could be like you can be employee, you can be self-employed, you can be business owner, you can be investor. In what way do you want to make money? What way do you want to like really go out and really pursue things? Maybe you want to build some kind of skill sets. What are those areas and how are you doing them? Are you have the vision? Do you have a goal for those? Or are you just living day by day? Of course, if you're living day by day, probably will keep doing that day by day for a long time, because a lot of times people say like, oh, I have 10 years experience. But what they a long time say is that I have 1 year experience repeated 10 times. And that's what happens when people do not have a vision, do not have goal, do not have a personal goal plan that you really can advance their career. Now, do I say that it's wrong not to have goal? Maybe this is your dream. Do you have your work and you don't want to advance? But again, this is up to every single person. But that's again, be able to look at you. Okay, how well do I do in my career? And do I have a path to the next level? Number 5 is financial success. That means, of course, you potentially have a career, but you're not able to take care of your finances. So it means you might be enjoying your career, but you're not able to take care of your finances. That is not good. I think that always I need to look at, okay, what do I need to do? And I love this saying that sometimes we need to do the work that we're able to make the most money with the short periods of time. And that after that, we're able to do the things that we really want and enjoy. I think that there's a lot of truth in that. You're not able to really, and again, family, yourself, there's so many things that we're able to make money, sustainable money. We're able to really provide a lot of things. But if you choose a career that you have no chance to provide, I think that sometimes is a bad career in general. So that this is really building new skill sets, building yourself new way, and really making enough money with things that you might be that you not enjoy as much. But after that work, you're able to focus on things that you really love the most. Because again, we always look at what you like the most. What is your values? And might be that the biggest value is your family. And that's why people sometimes choose their career based on their family needs, not based on a person's needs. And that's a big distinction, because I think that men are providers and they are willing and again, brings a lot of joy to provide for a family. And sometimes people need to make this decision to really have the financial success. And this is not an easy topic to really understand. I think there is like hours and hours and hours discussions about finances. But this is one of the topics that we need to really reflect on, how you rate your finances right now. Number 6 is community success. That means that we're able to look into, okay, how do I socialize? How do I network? How much do I have community activities? Do I belong to community? Do I isolate myself? And isolation is a great thing, because I know that isolation and loneliness is not the same thing. Not the same thing. I mean, a lot of times people say like isolation equal loneliness. That's not true. Sometimes we're able to isolate, to grow ourselves, to bring more value to community, to bring more value to social communities, and really build that network by isolation yourself from the groups that doesn't add a value to you. And again, we need to ask ourselves, okay, how do I do right now with my networking, with my community? Do I add value? Do I serve? And I think this is a very, very powerful area that we need to reflect constantly. Number 7 is adventure success. And this is a beautiful thing. So it means, how often do I try something new for the first time? How often do I try something new for the first time? That's a great question. Because adventure is coming from the things that you never done before. And if you a whole year without doing anything for the first time, I don't speak about trying some kind of coffee for the first time or some kind of food for the first time. That is great, but no, just challenge something that you never done before. Some kind of skills to develop, some kind of passions, obsessions, travel, move somewhere, like do something that really challenges you to the core. I think it's so much more beautiful when you're able to grow yourself. So it means when you ask about the doing something for the first time, we need to ask ourselves, will this thing will develop me, grow me, improve me, challenge me? And those things, if you do for the first time, are amazing. And we need to always reflect on adventure. And you go into nature as well, so there's never places like this is part of adventure. But we need to explore and go to the places that we've never been before. I think that is again part of living a fulfilling, joyful life. Because if you're doing the same thing over and over again, I just don't see how that could should be fulfilling. The last one, number 8, is impact success. Again, this is my belief that every single person on earth is to serve, to add value, to make an impact, to make a difference. Now, I understand that every single person every single person has total different impact. It could be one person will want to impact one person, other person will want to impact 10 people, other person will want to impact 1,000 people, some maybe even millions. It doesn't matter how many people you want to. It's a lot that matters is how much you will be able to impact that person that you impact, influence for the better. Now, of course, we want to make sure that we impact for the better, not for the worst. So when we think about the impact that you're making to other people's lives, and we're able to reflect it as well, because sometimes we do not realize that we're making a difference. If maybe someone is following you without you knowing it, and of course, if someone is following you, I think that we do not understand that everyone is watching, secretly watching. So it means when you really add your life to another level, you make your life to another level, other people are able to be inspired to really make a better choices to their lives. So I think that impact is a beautiful thing, because impact is something that you're able to reflect, okay, if someone would watch me doing my life, would someone be inspired by the things that they do or not? I think this is a very, very good question to reflect on, because this is how you understand if your life might be impactful. At least, of course, we understand that your life might be impactful in a couple of years, maybe not now. Maybe you're working towards that. But I think that when you are in the process to make a difference, so in the process to make an impact, that process and that action that you take every single day, sometimes is much more powerful than the impact at the end as well. Because it's parts, process, going through adversity and still making actions is very, very inspirational. So I hope that you will reflect as well on key areas of your life, and always say it again, what are the main key areas for your life? Maybe there are some other areas of your life that you always need to reflect on, because I found that we always need to do at least once a month. Because if you don't do every single month, at least for me, I found that sometimes I start to add things in my life that is not really adding value to my future vision. And sometimes I stop doing the things that really adds tremendous value to my future vision. So having those reflections, understanding what's right, what's not, is really putting you in the best position to really keep doing and stop doing things that doesn't add value. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.